Introduction to Influencer Marketing. What is influencer marketing? Influencer marketing is a new digital marketing strategy that consists of achieving a series of collaborative links between brands and companies and those people with high visibility and prominence on the internet, known as influencers. But what are influencers? Influencers are not superhumans or magic creatures that hold the secret of social networks in a magic book. They are people who are simply characterized by having a lot of receptivity and charisma in the virtual world. Some of them, like YouTubers, for example, have channels with thousands, and in some cases even millions, of subscribers and followers. Influencers play a role that is a product of technological evolution, which plays a critical role in today's life. Naturally, these social network kings are real diamonds in the rough for brands, companies, organizations, and even entrepreneurs with emerging businesses. Their critique of a specific product or their appearance using a brand of clothing, for instance, can considerably increase the widespread acceptance of a specific brand and, therefore, boost sales like foam. For a company, applying this strategy can bring significant benefits. Some are as follows. You get to amplify the positive messages of the brand or company. You will generate a lot of conversation on the net about the products offered by the brand. It increases traffic to the website or social network profile of the brand that the influencer is promoting. The brand gains a good reputation and high prestige. If designed well, a campaign with influencers does not have to be expensive and can yield a satisfactory and profitable return on investment, ROI. Influencers are generally followed by a target audience characterized for being very consumerist and for having high purchase power, millennials. But, becoming an influencer or being considered an influencer is not only about having many followers. It is about having your opinion followed and considered by a particular audience. And at the same time, this implies a lot of hard work that involves a lot of learning, perseverance, and dedication. To be a successful influencer, you must not only know how to use the leading social networks, much less how to make beautiful publications. It is a role considered a profession and that you must take very seriously if you want to be considered by the biggest brands in the market. If you wish to be successful, we don't have a magic formula, but we have prepared this ebook with some secrets that will surely change your perspective and guide you in the process of becoming an influencer. Instagram, let the game begin. What hashtags are? Although this application was born in 2010, in 2011, the already famous hashtags were added to help users find images of the same subject. Instagram allows for 30 hashtags per post. But what are the famous hashtags? Hashtags are words or phrases preceded by the hash sign, with no spaces or special characters. They work like hyperlinks, and their main objective is to segment the contents that are published. So, for example, if you use the hashtag love hashtag on several posts, whenever you click on it, you will see those same posts plus others from public accounts that have used the same hashtag. To find posts with specific hashtags on Instagram, you can also use the magnifying glass at the bottom too, if your goal is to group a certain number of posts. Using hashtags will help you lead the public to those particular posts. Usually, hashtags go with a caption that can be either short or medium long. The hashtags you write can be about almost anything. As you type them in, Instagram will suggest other tags based on their popularity. Technically, you can use up to 30 in each post. Why is it essential to use hashtags on Instagram? These are the three main advantages of using hashtags properly on this social network. 1. Hashtags allow users to find your posts quickly and help them go viral. 2. By increasing visibility, you increase the reach of your message and increase the number of followers of your brand. 3. On Instagram, there's a direct link between hashtags and engagement. The more hashtags you use, the more visible your publication is, and the more likely someone will interact with it. How do I use hashtags on Instagram? Here are some recommendations to keep in mind. Focus on the goal before defining your hashtags. Research what hashtags your competition, your followers, and industry influencers use. Imagine hashtags as keywords. For example, if your niche is interior design, hashtags like hashtag room decor or hashtag room inspiration will attract people seeking inspiration for their rooms. Use hashtag search engines to identify the ones that are closest to your audience. Use popular hashtags, but only if they are content related. If not, your followers will be disappointed and will stop following you. For instance, hashtag love is among the most effective hashtags on Instagram, but it wouldn't make much sense to use it in posts that don't relate to love. Try to use less generic and more specific hashtags. You can segment your content using hashtags that are related only to you. Remember not to include spaces or special characters. Numbers are allowed. You can use capital letters at the beginning of each word to make the hashtag easier to understand. Avoid tildes and special characters. Hashtags with characters other than Roman letters don't position themselves optimally. The ones with emojis don't position well either. Keep your hashtags short and easy to remember. Avoid fancy words. Give some variety to your hashtag pool, don't just use the same hashtags all the time as you'll miss the chance to be found through other labels. Keep in mind that posts should be public so that users can find them more easily. Use hashtags on your Instagram stories too, so they have a greater reach. Remember, you don't have to highlight hashtags to make them work. You can place them at the end of the post or wherever you prefer. The importance of captions. Knowing how to tell a story through a caption is vital, and it will help you a lot in your strategy to create captions that will hook your followers. It is a powerful tool that is available to all influencers and whose limitation will reside in the creativity you decide to have. Look at two examples of brands that have managed to slip into the mind and heart of the consumer, Coca-Cola and Pank. They don't sell you their product, they sell you how you will feel when using it. Users are tired of being sold products, but they love purchasing emotions. Your followers may forget what you say, but they will never forget how you make them feel. That's why telling a story through a post has become the holy grail of great brands and even influencers today. Instagram's new algorithm favors posts that generate engagement, and therefore, a post that receives a lot of likes and comments will be more likely to reach a larger audience than a post that doesn't call for your followers to participate. Forrester Research claims that Instagram is the king of social interaction. That's because the most influential brands are registering high rates of engagement. They get a 2-3% interaction for every follower, and this figure exceeds the engagement generated by the same brands on both Facebook and Twitter. Writing a caption that makes you fall in love on Instagram is synonymous with giving a little wink to tell your community that you're there, that there's a human being behind your profile. The text is essential in this channel for several reasons. You will keep the flame alive between you and your community. You will make it clear that you are interested in what your followers think of you. Also, the text is ideal for raising questions and encouraging participation. But writing a caption that gets the full attention of your followers also has its creative and intellectual process. To be effective, you must identify the tone of what you want to communicate. Identify what qualities and values you want to be remembered for. Be consistent. Make a right combination of image and caption. Both things must be connected because your post can have a decent picture. Still, if it does not have a good caption or an engaging story in the caption, then you will not generate the reactions you want so much. Tell a story. Storytelling is the art of connecting with your audience through stories. You need to generate closeness, show empathy, and establish a special connection with the users. A suitable method for writing good Instagram captions is to tell the story behind the image. Watch the beginning. First words are most important. Instagram will only show your followers the first 2 lines of your caption, so if you want to make them fall in love, you must say the most essential things in the first 2 lines so your followers will want to read more. Take your time. Don't write something instantly and in a hurry. Not if you want to engage your community. Choose your words carefully, be concise. Make a call to action. One of the critical points of a caption is to generate interaction, so making a call to action will invite your followers to interact with you, give you feedback, and even feel part of something. Use emojis. Not everything is formal, and you can make a good caption and use emojis if necessary. Just remember that it must be promptly. You do not want to bore the audience with a text full of happy faces. Don't forget to say thank you. If you are collaborating with another influencer or a brand, it must be not only labeled but also mentioned in the caption. This will generate interest from your followers in them and generate traffic to their profiles. The first step in writing a proper caption on Instagram is to know your audience and understand what they are looking for in you. The art of storytelling on social networks has grown so exponentially that today a group of influencers called caption influencers has been born, whose task is to turn their captions into a kind of blog where they tell their experiences, tell their stories, contribute their criticism, and even some use it as a journal or diary. This makes Instagram a perfect social network for microblogging. The magic of the caption influencers is to be able to capture with the photo and connect it correctly with the description, which works perfectly as a differentiator between so many images accompanied by Walt Disney's phrases. YouTube, setting up the system. Create a YouTube account. Before we get into the depths of the world of video and streaming, you must understand what is YouTube. As a rapid definition, you could say that YouTube is a kind of internet TV where you can watch what you want and even learn about topics you never imagined, which also includes live broadcasts. The term television, although not usually used with YouTube, comes to mind because of its increasingly strong integration with traditional television through smart TVs and external devices with internet access that, connected to a traditional TV, allow you to enjoy YouTube as if it were just another TV channel. However, today the transcendence of YouTube is so abysmal that it has overcome the digital barriers and has become a social network. YouTube as a social network. It is now common to refer to YouTube as a social network even more than a video hosting site. On YouTube, users can interact freely. They can vote, like or dislike each video they consume, share videos, comment on them, and subscribe to another user's channel. Subscribing would be equivalent, for example, to following another user on Instagram, since once they become subscribers, users will see the news of the channels they have subscribed to every time they enter YouTube. In fact, the number of subscribers, as in other social networks such as Instagram or TikTok, is synonymous with the success of a YouTube channel. Just as technological progress has given rise to influential people in various social networks, YouTube is no exception. In the last decade, being a YouTuber has become such a profitable profession that the dream of many children of the current generation is to become a great YouTuber. But not everything is rosy, as all professions require a comprehensive knowledge. As in other social networks, you face a large number of competitors, so the success you can have will be directly proportional to the experience you have and how you apply it. Like other careers, your success will also depend on the discipline, perseverance, and passion you put into it. What do you need to become a YouTuber? The first thing you need to consider is that you don't need a computer or a specific camera, but you do need to pay attention to details to generate quality videos. You must try to record your videos with the best technological resources you have. So the first thing you should take into account is that you should do your best and invest in a camera and computers that will allow you to do a good job, as far as your budget allows. You also need a good camera and a minimum of editing skills. Don't start a YouTube adventure without basic technical knowledge, or the result could be weak, poorly valued, and laughed at by the users who follow you. Remember that it's a network where almost everything has been done, so you should focus on providing your audience with a certain standard of quality. You must have a decent camera and basic notions of audiovisual editing, or delegate this task to an expert in this field. This is because a YouTube video needs visual ingredients that will engage the audience, such as effects, filters, stickers, or fades. Nowadays, there are many free storytelling and visual narration tools at your disposal. A space to record. You may want to become a gamer, a travel YouTuber, or a vlogger, but it is vital that you prepare the recording space, look for proper light conditions, and make all aspects that hinder the quality of the video disappear from the screen. A messy room, wrong framing, or poor lighting give a weak and dull result. Create your profile. The first step is obviously to open the YouTube site. There, click on your profile image in the top right-hand corner. If you are not yet logged in, you can do so after opening the same menu. Now comes the tricky part. Although My Channel option appears in the menu, YouTube channels are not created unless you do so manually. When you click there, you will be taken to the form to create a channel. You will then need to enter a first and last name for your YouTube account. The form fills in these details with those of your Google account, but you are free to change them manually. This way, you create a channel associated with you as a person. If this is what you want, click on Create Channel. If you wish to use a different name, e.g., a stage name, then click Use a business or other name. Insert the name you want for your channel, which in this case does not have to be your real name, and press Create. This process will create a YouTube channel as well as a Google Plus page and a business account for that channel. You have now created your channel, but it's a bit bland. Click on Customize Channel to edit your YouTube channel profile and give it some personality. From this page, you can add a header, change the channel image, and add a description. Editing the core elements of your channel is extremely easy. By leaving the mouse over the profile image and cover image, you will be shown the pencil icon to edit them and upload a new photo. You can also write the channel description. The following is also essential: a profile picture and a good cover picture for the channel. You should keep in mind when designing your image that the central block of YouTube, where all your information appears, is 960 pixels wide. When designing your background image, you should not place any critical elements in that sector because they will remain hidden behind your channel. Another limitation you should consider is that your background image cannot weigh more than 250 kilobits. Just be yourself. The most popular YouTuber on the internet is Swedish Felix Kjellberg, better known as PewDiePie, with over 100 million subscribers and 10 billion visits. He is the wealthiest YouTuber on the planet and started in this world by uploading video games when there was no one trendy on the YouTube platform yet. He did it simply because he was passionate about it. Another unforgettable YouTube success story is Justin Bieber, whose career took off thanks to his popularity on Google's platform and so on until he achieved his goal. This boy was discovered when he was still noticeably young through the thousands of reproductions of his videos performing his songs, and from then on, it was the production companies that started to be interested in him. The success stories mentioned have reached the top for making a difference in some personal aspect and knowing how to take advantage of it. The profession of these young talents called YouTubers is no more than this. Yes, you can earn a lot of money by having success with your videos on YouTube. To earn money from your content and to gain loyal subscribers over time as a YouTuber, uploading any random thing won't suffice. You will need to find your talent and charm, possess some technical knowledge, and why not? A bit of luck, to understand both people and numbers, to then master the incredibly complex system YouTube has become today. Define the theme of the channel. Content is king. Without content that people find engaging, it will not matter how much effort you make at a technical or SEO level. If the content is not attractive, the users will come in once but won't come back. And you don't want that. Your interest must be focused on users who are loyal to the channel, who subscribe and want your content eagerly. That's why, besides making videos with exciting content, you must also take into account the topic and define it to reach a target audience. The secret is to be yourself, to find something you like and specify it. For example, you are passionate about makeup. Still, you know that millions of YouTubers specialize in this field and it is almost impossible for you to compete with those who have been in the industry for years and who already have millions of subscribers. And instead of being a YouTuber who does makeup tutorials, your channel consists of making anime makeup tutorials, and you can be even more specific, doing makeup for a particular anime. You will probably stand out from a small niche initially, but it can be an excellent start. Discipline and consistency will do the rest. Be genuine. Our viewers will notice right away if you are authentic or not. Exploit your personality and show it in your videos by acting just like you do in front of your friends or family. For example, you don't have to copy someone else's style. Put your passion into it and enjoy it. Nowadays, social networks are focused on humanization, so on YouTube, those who are genuine are more relevant. That is, it is useless to create a character and have a different personality from what you are. Your fans will notice this and you will lose credibility. Besides, honesty is vital if your purpose is to become a professional and if later on, you want brands to take you into account as a criterion influencer. Set your goals. As in all the activities you carry out in your life, if you want to succeed, you must set yourself goals and objectives in the short, medium and long term. The same applies to YouTube. And there are some goals, regardless of your personal goals, that you should consider for YouTube. Build your reputation as a brand. Look for an empty market gap and create valuable content for the people inside it. In YouTube, many people do the same, but each one gives it his unique touch. Your main objective should be to thoroughly investigate what may be missing that you can provide. Remember, you are a product in the market and you have to fit with your audience. Many YouTubers have their brand and even treat their community as part of one big family by consuming their content. Develop organization and discipline. Improvisation is useful for some creative endeavors, but part of the success of big YouTubers comes from thorough planning of their content. It is a good idea to limit yourself to one or few particular niches and taking that as a starting point, connecting with your audience along the way. Become an effective researcher. Spend some time researching and going deeper into your subject of choice. For instance, you cannot be a good YouTuber focused on makeup if you don't know the latest and upcoming products, nor a popular comment channel if you don't delve into the latest news and trends. If you have decided to be an educational YouTuber, you will have to take your knowledge and research and transforming it into an engaging voice or video essay that will entertain and educate your audience. If you want to better understand YouTube, it is advisable to take the perspective of a user rather than that of a creator. Being disciplined and keeping yourself in constant training will help you keep up to date. Understand your audience. What kind of people are watching you? Who do you want to attract? It's not the same to make pranks or science experiments for children as it is to analyze French films or to have a channel about recipes. Characteristics such as the age, interests, socioeconomic status and their behavior in YouTube are fundamental data that you should outline as soon as possible. Have a strong visual presence. The visual aspect of your channel is of utmost importance. It is imperative to take into account the following aspects so that your video stands out from other YouTubers and is the one chosen by the user within the endless uploads made every hour. Both the title and the cover of your video will help the user to decide whether to click on the video to play it or not. The colors should be striking and, if possible, within your corporate image. If you incorporate an image of yourself, it will be even better. The words you include in the thumbnail must be of a significant size to be legible in the small size it has. Keeping the same style for all thumbnails builds loyalty to your channel and your brand.